Learn about the 12th Annual American Heart Walk in memory of Ashby Ward. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Fox 43 studio. We're focused on the American Heart Association, and we're visiting with Tammy Eaves, the regional director for the Waccamaw division of the American Heart Association. Good morning, Tammy.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for being with us this morning. Incredible opportunity again. Just last week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we had the co-chairs of the Heart Walk on, Brad Dean and Graham Edwards, had Sarah Moore, the logistics chair of the Heart Walk, and Jill Watts, the co-communication chair of the Heart Walk. You've got so many dedicated volunteers, Tammy.
Yes, we do. We have a great group of people working on this project this year.
It is amazing. Have you always had volunteers really active with events going on with the American Heart Association?
Yes, we've always been very fortunate to have a great group of folks from our board of directors down to the committees. This year is exceptional because the walk is in memory of Ashby Ward, and this community is really embracing this event. We have folks that are volunteering this year that haven't volunteered before, but maybe they will continue after this year.
Yes, very definitely. It was so exciting last week. I think it was last Tuesday or Wednesday. There was something the Chamber did with chicken bogs, and I think early on they'd sold out 700 chicken bog lunches. They went back for even more.
Right.
It's incredible.
That's right. In fact, I went over around 12:20, and they were sold out of 700 at that time. I understand they got some more in a little bit later on, but they sold 700 or 800 at least. So.
It is amazing.
Right.
It's so exciting to see folks wrap around and to do this in memory of Ashby Ward, the amazing leader of the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce, who did so much not only for the Myrtle Beach area, but for the state of South Carolina and really this region. It's truly an honor to be involved with an event like this. I'm sure you feel the same way.
Oh, I sure do.
Tammy, real quick about yourself. Are you originally from the area?
Originally from Aner, so just a little bit west of the waterway.
When did you join the American Heart Association, and what had you been doing prior to that?
I have been with the American Heart Association for 14 years, which is pretty much a veteran with our organization. And before that, I was with Coastal Federal Savings Bank in their marketing department.
Is there anyone within the American Heart Association in this area that's been around as long as you, Tammy? Not to date you there, but you said 14 years. That is a big deal for any charity.
That's right. We have one other staff member in our Columbia office that is a receptionist who's been with us for 17 years. We recently had a staff meeting, and they gave her a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oh, my God.
I was sitting there thinking, I guess I'll be next.
Yeah. That's amazing. Can you tell us again why our region in particular needs to be supporting the efforts of the American Heart Association?
Heart disease is the #1 killer nationwide, but South Carolina leads the nation in number of heart disease-related deaths. And our area, the PD area, is #1 in the state of South Carolina. Now, the Grand Strand is not #1. We're about #5. But the Florence, Marion, Kingstree, that area really leads the whole nation in number of heart disease-related deaths. We have about 40% of the deaths here along the Grand Strand that are related to heart disease. We also support stroke issues, and that's the #3 cause of death in the nation. So you're really getting involved in the cause that claims more lives than any other disease.
And the great aspect of the American Heart Association is it's not only fighting heart disease, but it's also fighting strokes. And I think the PD area is one of the top in anywhere. As you said, South Carolina is the top state in the country for cardiovascular disease and strokes, and the PD area in particular is the highest part in the state. So it is. There was a cardiologist at Carolina's hospital system who was on when we were taping, and we were in Florence a number of months ago, and he called the PD really the belt buckle for stroke, for the stroke belt in America.
That's right. Stroke belt is what we've been labeled the entire 14 years that I've been with the Heart Association, and we've had researchers working on it for years, trying to make those numbers of deaths reduce a little bit, and they have reduced some. course, we have an impact goal by the year of 2010 to reduce deaths overall by 25%, which is a huge impact goal for any organization to tackle, and we're closely getting there, but hopefully we'll not fall short.
That's a national goal.
That's a national goal.
Boy, howdy. How does when we think about how the American Heart Association benefits our area directly, when you talk about raising funds in ORE or in the PD or southeastern North Carolina, where are those funds going? Are they being reinvested in the community? Are they going to support research? And how are those funds reinvested?
Okay. The majority of those funds do support research. Last year alone, almost $2 million went into research for South Carolina, and we raised $2.7 million. Now, we also have a tremendous amount of research dollars that come back to us through other states that don't do as well on research as we do. We have some wonderful researchers down at the Medical University in Charleston, and every year we fund as many of those projects as we can, and if we can't fund them in South Carolina, what happens is those researchers apply to our national organization. So there may be another state in which they receive some funds for. So that's why we got almost $2 million coming towards South Carolina's research. And if you look at North Carolina, they raised $3.1 million, and they received $7 million in research last year.
Is that
and
right?
That's because there's so much wonderful research being done at Duke and University of North Carolina that there are many states out there that just didn't have researchers with as good of projects as they had in North Carolina, so some of their dollars went to North Carolina. North Carolina being our sister state, that's something that I think our South Carolina viewers would be interested in knowing. And then we fund a lot of preventive projects like educational projects. Every school in Horry County uses our health curriculum to actually get children doing all the right things when they're young so they can prevent heart disease. Because we do know that there's a great percentage of heart disease that can be prevented just from eating right, exercise. So we try to teach that from kindergarten through high school. And a lot of our dollars that don't go for research go for that. We also do things like if you go in the grocery store, you see all the products in the grocery store that have the American Heart logo on it, have nutrition facts. We were very instrumental in getting those nutrition facts. Every product now has to have those on them. And if you see the American Heart Association logo, of course, you know it's a product that's good for your heart. And that really helps a lot of people that have heart disease, because a lot of people reform after they've had a heart attack. You know, they go to cardiac rehab at the hospitals, and we work with the cardiac rehab directors as well on programs to make it so that folks that have had a significant impact from heart disease can live a healthy life. Of course, one of those things is diet and exercise.
Yes, so vital. Tammy, how long have those programs been instituted in the schools? Have those been going on at least the 14 years you've been involved, or is that more recent?
Well, the first year that I was here, they were not, but we really started an active project here, and it's not something that's throughout all of South Carolina, but we had a great group of volunteers that were principals and some school board members that were instrumental in making that happen about 12 years ago, and they've continued it. The American Heart Association has these national programs, but it's up to each individual county to decide whether or not they'll allow it to be used as a part of the curriculum. And fortunately, Horry and Georgetown County use it as a part of their curriculum.
When we think about those not having been instituted but in the last 13 years or so, and we think this is such a high prevalence of heart disease and stroke, it may be that 25% goal, the national goal, can actually be recognized here as these children who've been getting these programs for the last 13 years have become adults and are actually parts of those studies that of driving that down. That would be wonderful.
Sure would be.
That would really be wonderful. When we think about, obviously our big focus today is on two major events coming up, the Heart Walk on October 11th, the Myrtle Beach Pavilion, as well as the Horseback Ride-a-thon just a couple of weeks later. What's the date of the Ride-a-thon?
The official ride date is November 8th, but that event has grown into a little bit more than a one-day event. Folks come into Lakewood Camping Resort on November 5th. which is a Wednesday and camp through Sunday on November 9th. And about 85% of our participants will stay that entire time. So it's more of a festival than a one-day event now.
Golly, Tammy, it's incredible. And to think we're now just 2.5 months from the walk. Today, August 1st, to think just yesterday, y'all kicked off. I think y'all had a recruitment leader and team captain kickoff for the Heart Walk. How'd that go?
That was terrific. We had a lot of community leaders that attended and signed up to have teams participate and sponsors. So it was very well received.
How's sponsorship going right now for the Heart Walk, Tammy?
It's going good. Of course, we have our presenting sponsor. Presenting sponsor is Better Blue, new bottled water company, and they are really doing a lot of great things for the American Heart Association. And also, Santee Cooper is a platinum sponsor. Burrs & Chapin's a major sponsor, and AVX Corporation. And we have a lot of sponsorships still available for companies that might be interested in signing up.
What would someone want to do if either they were part of a company that may be interested in being a sponsor of the Heart Walk, or if they knew someone who had a company or thought they should get involved? What would someone want to do? What would a viewer want to do?
Well, of course, they could call our office at 626-3939 and talk to me regarding that. Doug Wendell and Susan Cohen from Burrs & Chapin are our sponsorship co-chairs. They can also contact them. And Brad Dean at the Myrtle Beach Chamber of Commerce and Graham Edwards are co-chairs for the Heart Walk. So they could really contact any of us and let us know that they're interested in being a sponsor. We have sponsor proposals that we can get to them and get them signed up.
So that's a lot of folks. Tammy Eaves at the Heart Association, 843-626-3939, as well as Doug Wendell and Susan Cohen at Burrs & Chapin and Graham Edwards at Santee Cooper, Brad Dean at the Chamber of Commerce. There's a lot of potential folks to reach if someone is interested. And all of y'all are also available if someone's interested in just wanting to get active with the Heart Walk.
That's right. And we do try to get companies to do two things. Be a sponsor. A sponsor means they're given a corporate donation, but if your company can't do that, you can still get involved by having a team. And a team means that you recruit your employees to actually walk, and the employees raise the money. And they can do that just from going door to door or talking to relatives, friends, vendors, all sorts of ways they can raise money. Or they can get creative and have wraparound activities. And just like you mentioned, that the Chamber of Commerce had a chicken bog luncheon that raised several $1,000s, in about 3 hours of selling chicken bogs. So you can get creative with it.
How does employee volunteerism benefit a company, Tammy?
Well, companies like to get involved with the community because it gives the community a better image of your company when they see your name as sponsoring community-wide events, especially events like this where heart disease is the #1 killer. And when you have folks like Ashby Ward involved as being a memorial to him, a lot of companies like to get involved from that. But the employers like to see their employees get involved in something that makes a difference. I've heard a lot of employers say, if this is something that my employees want to do, then I'll sponsor it. So it normally works twofold for us. If there are employees that walk, then the company will actually sponsor the event as well. I've seen a lot of employees really grow from experiences like the Heart Walk and actually get promoted in their company because they came through the ranks with us as a walker, moved up to a team captain, which is a promotion, if you will, for a volunteer organization, and then move up to a recruitment leader and an industry leader. They get to know lots of other community leaders, and their company sees a big challenge and see that they're becoming successful with the Heart Association and understands that they would be more of a leader within their own company.
That's a great point, Tammy. I hadn't thought about that. To think of some of the folks that volunteer at a certain level and then continue to climb in the volunteer ranks, and their company's able to see them managing responsibilities, shooting for goals, achieving the goals, beating the goals. That must be thrilling for an employer to see someone really climb in the ranks. Sure,
and I usually am very good at knowing which one of the employees are really successful and write letters to their superiors and let them know how good that they have done. And I've heard many employers say that they place those letters in their personnel file. So sure, when it's performance review time. They like to know that and pull those letters out, and then that makes them come back and volunteer again the next year for the American Heart Association.
Absolutely. How vital. How vital. Let's talk about the program on October 11th itself, Tammy. I'm sure a lot of things are probably still to be laid out over the next 2.5 months, but what are some of the things planned for that day? Where it'll be held, some of the registration. Just talk a little bit about what will happen on that Saturday, October 11th.
Okay. Registration begins at 9 a.m. at the Myrtle Beach Pavilion. We will have warm-up exercises that will be conducted around 9:30. We want people to get stretched and warmed up before they actually hit the walking trail, and they will do that at 10 a.m. It's a 3-mile walk from the pavilion to Sea Captain's house and back, so relatively short walk, and most people will be back by 11. So we'll have some entertainment that will be some of the local entertainment facilities are providing musicians and dancers to provide some entertainment for us. And Subway is one of the national sponsors, and they will be providing Subway sandwiches starting at 11 o'clock until they're gone. Several thousand sandwiches. So, and then, of course, we'll have Better Blue, have their bottled water, and Coca-Cola will have their products out as well. So it's a full morning, and then we'll have kids activities, face painting, balloon making. We're still looking at activities, so if we have any viewers that have some activities or have a group that would like to come out and do something. Last year we had rock climbing, and so we may have something like that, but we don't have that confirmed yet. We have mascots that are coming out, the Pelicans mascot, Bullwinkle, and folks like that will come out and help entertain the kids. We have a fall fitness festival, which is actually health screenings, blood pressure screenings, cholesterol screenings, a lot of good screenings that you can get for free. So those will start at 9 a.m. and continue to about noon. So even for folks that might not be able to walk but want to come out and join the fellowship, you know, they can do the health screenings, the kids' activities, and join us for entertainment and a Subway sandwich and Better Blue water.
Absolutely. How exciting, Tammy, to think about that, to get a free sandwich, to be out there, to get some Better Blue natural spring water from the Blue Ridge Mountains, to get out and experience that for the first time. I think that's one of their initial forays into the market. So exciting to see presenting sponsors really coming on strong, as well as Santee Cooper, AV Experts, and Chapin, Coca-Cola. So many folks that continue to make the Heart Walk a big deal every year, who come back time after time to see the community grow through an event just like this. This year's Heart Walk is in memory of Ashby Ward, who recently passed away from cardiovascular disease. Are there any October 11th events planned to commemorate this dedication, Tammy?
Yes. The Pelicans are having an Ashby night on August 15th, which is a Friday. Part of the proceeds of ticket sales will benefit the Ashby's team, which is, of course, the Myrtle Beach Chamber team. And also, the Chamber team will be selling refreshments that evening, and those will, proceeds from them will also benefit that team. And someone from the Chamber is going to throw the first pitch. I'm not sure if that's been confirmed yet. I know they're going to have another chicken bog at the Chamber. Villa Romana is offering to do a couple of dinners for us. One is on September 26th. You can dine in or carry out. $6.50 a plate, great spaghetti, and it includes beverages. I know we'll get tea, but I think Better Blue is going to throw in some water as well, so you'll have some beverages there. And they're going to do another one on October the 3rd. So we'll have two there. Lots of different activities that the community is wrapping around. On September 20th, Jungle Lagoon is having a golf tournament. That's going to be very interesting because they have invited former Bikini Wahinis and former Sun Fun Festival queens to be on the holes and entertain the folks. And I think they're almost sold out of sponsorships.
Is that right? Golly, well, we better get in on that.
Yes.
That should be a big deal. You said September 20th. Okay, and then right after that, the Friday after that, you said the luncheon at Villa Romana, all-you-can-eat spaghetti. The Friday after that, another luncheon at Villa Romana. There's so many wraparound activities. Some other examples at local businesses are folks doing bake sales or CEO car washes. There's so many different things that can be done.
Right. Just use your imagination and creativity. If someone can't think of an idea, give us a call at the office and we can help them think of something that's creative that'll raise a lot of money for the Heart Association.
Do you have volunteer activities the day of the walk itself?
Yes. There are a lot of things that folks can do. If we have some people that are watching and they can't walk, maybe for a medical reason or just for some reason they can't participate as a walker, but they'd like to get involved, they can call our office and they can come out the day of the event, help us do registration, help even serve sandwiches, pass out the better blue water. There's all kinds of activities that they could do to help us on the day of the event, as well as coming into the office and helping us with some things that we're doing in the office to prepare for the event from now until the event. So there's lots of opportunities for folks to volunteer.
How many teams will probably be competing in the, or not competing, Tammy, how many teams will be experienced there the day of the Heart Walk?
We expect about 200 teams. We had about 120 last year, but the participation seems to have really grown this year because of the connection with Ashby. We've got a lot of teams that have never participated before that have already signed up this year. So we're really looking at a huge growth in our number of teams this year.
Tammy, can teams include people other than employees of a certain company?
Sure they can. And a lot of times folks will bring spouse, children, dogs, as long as the dog raises money. No, I'm just joking. But I had one person last year that registered their dog and turned in $500 in the dog's name.
You're kidding. Get down.
Yes. So, you can bring family, you can bring friends, church members. I've had one team that signed up a Boy Scout troop because their son was in the Boy Scouts and signed them up through their company. Just any participation that you want. We've had teams that have also had their vendors sign up to raise money through a team instead of their own separate teams. So, again, creativity, imagination, and don't leave anybody out.
What's the minimum number of walkers that should be on a team, Tammy?
A team can consist of one person or thousands of people. It depends. It depends on the company. Most teams consist of about 10 people, but we do have some companies that'll have 200 or 300 walkers. Of course, like the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce, of course, is going to be their employees, but some of their chamber members will sign up under that umbrella. So there's no telling how large their team may be this year.
That could be gigantic. Now, how are the funds collected, Tammy, by the teams? And how do folks, if someone can't walk but they want to donate and they want to donate to a certain team, how do they go about doing that?
Well, first of all, most companies have a team captain, and they attend these meetings like you talked about we just had yesterday, and we give them supplies that would include walker collection envelopes, catalogs on prizes that they can win, different kinds of wraparound activities we give to them, and they give those walker envelopes and all those materials to the walkers, and the walkers raise money. They sometimes, of course, they raise it from family, friends. Sometimes they actually go door to door, go to church members, collect from other employees that they work with. Maybe some folks that aren't really going to participate, but they'll donate to some of the ones that are participating. And then, of course, they can do creative things like wraparound activities too to raise money. We have a new website this year, and they can sign up online. I think you've posted that website address on the screen. That's going to be a valuable tool for all the team captains and all the walkers. They can actually have a web page with their name on it and put a picture of themselves and whatever information they want. Email that site to family, friends, people all over the United States. Folks can donate by credit card online to them, so they don't even have to see them or deal with checks or cash, just get online credit card donations. And we've seen, last year we tested that in a couple of markets, and the markets that used it had a 30% increase in donations.
Is that right? Well, it's so exciting, and that's the great thing of the World Wide Web. It enables so many folks to be involved in the event. We've only got a couple of minutes, Tammy. One of the really exciting aspects there, of course, Ashby Ward, Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce, but as Brad Dean said last Wednesday, So many other area chambers of commerce will be active and involved that day. They're all invited to
Right.
participate, whether it's in Florence or Columbia or a National Chamber of Commerce. So many folks were impacted by Ashby Ward. It's truly a measure of his great strength to think of this aspect. Big day. And you also said that people can walk individually.
Yes, and every year we have at least 30 to 40 folks who just come and they walk and they turn in sometimes thousands of dollars that they've collected as an individual walker. And so you don't have to be a part of a team. You just call up, let us know you're doing it, we can get you the materials, and come out and walk.
Are there prizes for individual walkers?
Yes, the top prize this year we're very excited about is $1,000 cash. And so we do expect to have a lot of competition with our walkers, raising a lot of money this year, and Better Blue will be covering the cost of that. So we're very pleased with that. We have a second prize of $500 cash. So even if you don't become the top walker, you still have a chance to get $500 cash, and again, Better Blue is donating both of those.
Right, the Better Blue bonus. Tammy, we've got less than a minute. Obviously, another big event, the horseback ride-a-thon. We sure hope we can get you back in as we get closer to the horseback ride-a-thon. Of course, that, if someone wanted to find out more about it, they could go to horsebackbeachride.com. Whether you're a horseback rider yourself or not, you could still participate in that amazing event at Lakewood Camping Resort. Lastly, Tammy, the Heart Association has impacted you in many ways. Is there anything in particular, a message you'd want to send to the viewers?
Most everybody has been impacted by heart disease, either from a family or friend or someone that they know. This is an event unlike the horse ride. In horse ride, you have to have a horse. Heart ball, you have to dress up in a tuxedo and dance, and some folks don't like either one of those. Everybody can participate in the heart walk. Almost everybody is capable of walking. Come out and walk, whether you raise money or not. Be a part of an event that embraces the community and makes our community a better place to live.
You heard her say it. Making our community a better place to live. It ties in so well to Ashby Ward's mission and the mission of this year's 12th Annual American Heart Walk. Tammy Eaves, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Stay tuned to more Carolina People coming up next. We want to thank Tammy Eaves and all the amazing Heart Association volunteers for working daily to fight heart disease and strokes.